So getting from like...
I mean, we're obviously struggling when we lost those early wickets, and it's something that we discussed, me and Bev, during our innings, and obviously was made very difficult for us by the Proteas bowlers, and credit to them. But I think the way we sort of thought about it was that the longer we spent at the crease, the easier runs would come, and I suppose we couldn't quite afford to lose many more wickets, and so we're trying to take it as deep as we possibly could, and run hard to the long side, and I mean, we obviously got lucky along the way, but that's cricket, and so we rode that and got to the score we did. He's an amazing guy. I mean, you look at him and he's quite the big guy, and you think he should hit a big ball, and he sure does. So no, it was fantastic batting with him, and I think what stood out for me was when he came out, he was very calm and looked to really enjoy it, and so he did, and looked looked completely comfortable out there, and played a really, really good knock, and I think he's going to play a lot of cricket. So yeah, it's very exciting watching him bat.
You did touch on it.
Yeah, I think the Proteas bowling was exceptional. I think their length and the use of the long side was really impressive, and I think good bowling, credit's due with good bowling, and they sure bowled really well with the newer ball, and I suppose it was hard to find momentum when we were continuing to lose wickets, and so that was sort of obviously one thing that stemmed the flow of runs was obviously losing wickets. So I think as we got on and took it deeper and deeper, we, I suppose, had relatively more wickets in the bank, so we could capitalise on that later on in the innings. Yeah, I think that's one thing you have to do as a cricketer is try and be as grounded and be where your feet are, and try and play the ball that comes to you. And for me, I'm not, it's not about, everyone says it's not about milestones, but it's not. But for me, it's not. It's a great feeling contributing to a win for your country, and it's an addicting feeling, and one that I hope to replicate later on. So in terms of those milestones, it's that's not on my radar. But I mean, obviously, it's nice. It'd be silly to say that it wasn't nice to get 50 or anything like that, but it's definitely more rewarding contributing to a win.
A couple of guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those those guys coming back are amazing players, and look forward to watching them go about what they do. And I mean, I'm sure they're a little bit jet lagged off their flights, and so I'm looking forward to them coming to the team.
What's your mindset?
Yeah, absolutely. I think T20 cricket in general is about momentum. You see that today where we lose wickets and it's hard to find momentum, and there's always wee small moments, and I think that can be said for the series as a whole. If we like we did get off to a good win, it definitely gives us confidence going into the next games, and hopefully we can carry that through. And I mean, Zimbabwe are going to pose a different challenge on Friday, and we pride ourselves on trying to adapt as quick as we possibly can, and so that's something that we, might different wicket and different bowlers, different teams. So hopefully we can be adaptable and come out on top again on Friday. I mean, Zimbabwe as a country, I love it so far. The climate's fantastic. The people have been very, very nice and very accommodating. I love all the steaks. The steaks are my favourite. I love the red meat over here. It's fantastic. In terms of the surfaces and the cricketing conditions, it's actually quite similar to back home, a little bit of pace and bounce, and that's really nice, especially with the Proteas. They're good fast bowling, and so that's something that I quite enjoy, and it's well suited to, I suppose, us as a cricket team as well. So again, the wicket's going to be different on Friday, so if we can adapt quickly, then that'd be good. No, I did notice that from the crowd, and I think so my theory is this is a bit of a testament to the way that we want to play our cricket as New Zealand, and as a New Zealand cricket team, and the way we want to treat others and things like that. And so the support over here is, for us, like you said, it's very good. So hopefully we can continue to make the most for our supporters over here.
Coach, did you feel like one thing took a little bit too much, or do you think that it was still gettable?
No, I felt it was gettable. It was a good pitch. We obviously lost a few wickets early on, which put us up against it. We managed to sort of get something going while Deval Brevis was out there. It was always a chance, but we just kept losing wickets all the way through, and eventually fell just short.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry for your loss, Coach. But in the previous presser that we had, the New Zealand guy kept on emphasizing on how good your bowling was, the length, the fast bowlers, and how good and exceptional we were. But from your perspective and how you saw the game overall, how were the bowlers today?
Yeah, I felt we bowled really well. The plans were pretty good. We used the bouncer pretty well. That brought us a few wickets. Sen Mutasami on debut, I think bowled 4 overs for 19, 1 for 19. So that was outstanding as well. That's why I say 175. I think they had a good finish towards the end. Their two guys played really well in that partnership towards the end, which gave them a competitive score, but still a gettable score. So the bowling, I think, was pretty good.
All right, Coach. Also, obviously, the nation's been rising on a high. I suppose you want to call it a setback, but it's sort of like the first kind of in a different format as well. First kind of defeats that the country's sort of seen in a few months now. Sort of, how do you sort of just get the voice up after this kind of results? I know some of it is a lot of it is really mental, and from the batting side, bowling side, whichever you want to look at it. So how are you going to get the guys up, especially for the next game coming this weekend?
Yeah, look, I think the nature of T20 is that, this is how it can go. They obviously got a good side. We also have a good side. We have a fairly young side. We didn't get any rhythm going really with our batting, particularly early on in the batting department. And I think that's quite key when you're chasing a score. Just getting some sort of rhythm going in the batting lineup, get a partnership early on. And obviously, if you don't do that, you're kind of behind the 8 ball and you're always trying to catch up. We know that we have the power to catch up, keeping an eye on the difference between runs required and the balls left. And we managed to bring that down nicely, but at the same time, we kept losing wickets. So it's just about finding that balance when you're chasing that score.
Andre had a good, obviously, test performance. You had a difficult start from T20s. Do you put it down to just like bad luck in some instances, or do you think maybe, like you had a bit of a situation with I know they call it baby, that that you might be struggling with this format?
Struggling? I'm not sure about that. I mean, he's. I think we've got to bear in mind he's 19 years old. Not every time he's going to walk to the crease, he's going to smash 50s and 100s. I think at this age, obviously, in the first game against Zimbabwe, we went for a pull shot, spliced it, and got caught. Today, he looked really good. Maybe got a little bit cute with the shot where he got out. But cricket certainly doesn't work in that way. Every time you get to the crease, it's going to be, a milestone innings. He's a talented player, but at the end of the day, he's 19 years old, and they'll make some errors that young players do. But we have all the confidence in him.
So you spoke of balance at some point. Now going forward, now this game is done and dusted. But going forward, what are some of the things that you are going to work on or change for the next time that you're going to face New Zealand?
I think today's lineup was maybe a little bit experimental as well in terms of left-right combinations, all those type of things that you try and put in place to try and maximize the short boundary. Next time we play might be in the middle of the pitch. You don't make a decision like that. So it'll be different. Next game, you play what's in front of you, and we know that we have the firepower to win every game in the series. But we also respect our position. We are also beatable. We take it one game at a time.
I think did you want to go or you're good?
Yeah, it's almost similar. I wanted to say it's two matches, and to see someone who can then build on a start. To see a half century, are you worried maybe?
No, I'm not concerned at all. I think the pitch in the first game was a little bit inconsistent. I thought the Zimbabwean batters struggled to get going as well. Obviously, Raza played well towards the end. Previous got 40, whatever it was, of 17 deliveries. If it really was about getting to a half century, he could have taken 6 more singles. But that's not what it's about. It's about people going out there, playing on the front foot. What we mean by that is, play your style of play, and if you're aggressive play, to play that way. So that's what we try to encourage. It's not so much about, getting to a 50. It's about playing in innings that can make an impact to win the game. And that's exactly what he did in the first game. And he was perhaps on track to do the same again today. But sometimes it goes for you and other times it doesn't.
We'll take one last one from Larry.
A few days off, does it help you sort of like to rethink, regroup, or would you have rather had a match on Friday?
No, it'd be nice to have a couple of days off. Obviously, for some of the people who've been here since the test matches, it's been a while. So to have some time off, I think we'll make the most of that, and then we get back going again when we on the next training session.
And then quickly, sorry, Brevis is back now. He's looking like a really good, and he just sort of believes he's an international player right now. How impressed have you been by his return after some time out?
Yeah, we always knew what talent he possesses. Obviously, he's been around the world, and they've been exposed to different leagues around the world. They've been exposed to different pressures. At the end of the day, they've come into international cricket, both Brevis, Luande, Kwena Mapaka. These guys are really talented youngsters. But at the end of the day, I think you have to be mindful of the fact that they come into the biggest stage of the world at 18 and 19 years old. So people sometimes just need to have a little bit of patience with these guys. Vastly talented players, but we fully confident in their abilities, and we trust them to go out there and do their thing.